obviously better with different agency, different. But then I was like, main thing is talk about it and tell people and be more vocal. We have avenues. I have Instagram where some of the people kind of follow me, and I have Facebook, and I'm moving to YouTube inshallah soon enough, making some design content, whatever. So yeah, I guess talking about it is the least we can do.
How does it feel, man? This is a full circle moment. TPR.
TPRing the TPR. Bro, what was the impact TPR had on your life?
After TPR, I did Thought Behind Things.
Yeah.
So, you know.
that was after?
Yeah, that was after.
Teaching that work to other people as well. He kaun banda hai? I want to talk to him. Arif Tariq, all the way from Karachi. Sir, thank you so much for being part of the show.
There's a WhatsApp message. I messaged you. I was like, is it okay if I go to Thought Behind Things? I don't know why I just thought randomly.
No, I appreciate the thought. Yeah. And
so-
I allowed you, I think.
Yeah, you said, yeah, of
I had
course.
the right to refuse.
You have a corporate job.
I do.
Looking at your creative pursuit, so you had initially, I would say it was music for you.
Yes. Towards the end of A-levels was when the big Pakistani music revolution of the 2000s was happening. So this is around 2005, and this is when all the Pakistani music channels were started. So I also had music as a pursuit. That lasted for a good 4 or 5 years till I left Pakistan in 2010.
Do you think there is a point where you're like, okay, I am photographer, man?
I think to call yourself a photographer, there needs to be some level of consistency to it. Like you have to do it like a lot, right?
I think the priority, I have artistic interests, but my priority in many of them has been the hangout aspect of it. So in the music thing, you know, I was with the band was my friends. In the UAE, I didn't have an artistic pursuit. I did get my camera, my first real camera.
The first one I got was 14 maybe years ago. No, maybe. ऐसा ही कुछ था. It was a Canon 600D.
When I left the UAE is when I started the podcast. And I pursued the podcast with such regularity for so many years.
Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the TPR Pod. Today's episode is with Arif Tariq.
That clearly it was something that I wasn't fulfilling in the UAE. So it was something important enough that I kept at it. There was the hangout aspect, obviously, in a lot of it.
Hopefully we make it.
वैसे पता है, I had no idea that you were into photography because I used to only follow the TPR page.
Sure.
And you never really promoted your photography on the
Yeah.
TPR page.
I kept them very separate. Yeah. I think मैंने भी बहुत slow start भी किया है. Like I said, I had my camera for like 12, 14 years. Because the big challenge is laziness. So if I'm really pushing the photography wala scene, that's probably been the last 4, 5 years maybe.
What is that one photo that you consider like, this is it?
Like my best photo?
Yeah.
There's one photo from a while ago which I took with my older camera. It was a long exposure picture of, Dame Street where we were. So I was standing at that traffic signal, and then I took a long exposure of the cars coming and going. So the lights on one side are white, on the other side red, because headlights, brake lights. But there was something about it that the traffic was really weird, where the lights looked like they weren't in like clean straight lines, but it looked like almost like lightning. Another one is when I went to New York, still with my old camera. There's a place in New York, in Manhattan, called Hudson Yards, and they had some new buildings over there. And instead of like a big full representative image, I focused in on a small section of a very large building, and it looked like this big like dune kind of obelisk, dark, big 3 pyramids, which was basically just a corner of a building's facade.
And does that make you feel like, okay, I am kind of a photographer? Even though you're too humble about it, but still.
No, I'm pretty decent. I mean, I'm decent in the sense that all the pictures I look at, I'm like, yeah, it's a pretty good picture.
Are you hungry?
Not yet, but
ठीक है तो fuck it. Let's just roam around और अपनी लाइट शेड देखते हैं. While the stores are still open, because after that it gets abandoned and sad. So there's just trash on the road and seagulls.
58% of Irish people have experienced an act of robbery by seagulls when they're eating outside.
Let's say hypothetically, if you have an option to choose photos or videos,
Yeah.
right, of very key, beautiful memories of your life,
Sure.
what would you go with?
I'm more used to the idea of only having photos, but with both of them, I think the more interesting thing is that they require so much of your memory and imagination to fill the gaps of that feeling, because the visual itself is not the feeling. The memory that the visual triggers is the feeling, and that memory, the crazy thing about that is probably inaccurate, right? Because memory is fully fake. And physically with photos, you only have a printout from a while ago. Okay, we'll just scan it. Now it's digital.
Exactly.
And it's fine.
I believe in you. You are the key to my very soul.
The special thing about any art project is either it's a video or
Yeah.
whatever, right? It's
Yeah.
the limitations that you have to work within.
That really helps.
That really helps.
Yeah.
And I think for me also, like, I feel like the limitation that I put myself every week is like Monday is when I'm posting at 6
Yeah.
p.m. Park time, right? And I think that's why the difference between the whole conversation where AI is trying to remove limitations,
Or the idea is that limitations are being removed is the promise, but obviously not really.
I was reading this thing where this director was talking about that the best thing about being at a film set is that you have limited time, you have budget, you have
Yeah.
certain things,
Yeah.
and you have to think about all of that and create something as beautiful as you want to.
The idea being creating innovation within limitations, like the limitations force you to be innovative. And the idea of AI is the promise is you don't have to work. The limitation that they're solving is your effort. That is like, bro, if you don't know how to do anything, this can help you do something. And that's exactly the group of people who are the most excited about AI. The people who don't know anything, and that has been the limitation. They're like, now I can do everything, including companies who have to pay people. Their limitation was we have to pay people money, and we can't do it ourselves. Now, like, we pay nobody, we'll just do it ourselves.
इसमें ना तुम जुरासिक पार्क वाला म्यूजिक लगा ब्रो वैसे वर्टिकल में ना गेम्स और आ रही हैं especially with this like wider angle.
You're an artist. You know that there is a clear boundary between something that is considered good but has small appeal, and there is an enormous level of shit that has mass appeal,
Yeah.
right? AI can do that second thing.
We're in BlackRock, not the investment firm. This is an area of Dublin towards the south of the city. And this is the Smander. So last night, we were talking about it. I went to sleep after 2, or just before. Managed to wake up at 6:30. Big achievement. And we're here. Don't know how impressive the pictures will be, but nice to
Yeah.
be here still.
I think I've got very nice B-roll of you just going around the space and taking photos.
Oh,
वहाँ
okay,
से,
okay,
with
okay.
good zoomed in shots.
Okay.
So yeah, hopefully the
Very good.
pictures justify the movement.
It's just every picture blurry. Big challenge, shooting long exposures, which we were talking about yesterday. It's very windy. The actual temperature is 3 or 4, but it feels like -7 just because of the wind. So that wind pushes this, which pushes this. And if you're exposing for like 5, 7, 15 seconds, any minor variation, vibration means your lights, your horizon is out of focus.
I'm sure you'll have an example of that short.
Yeah, as you can see now. And I took several pictures of the same composition, hoping for a gap in the wind, and let's see if that worked.
Anyway, guys, we've made it. We talked about it. We manifested it. We woke up. And we are here. So thank you guys for watching. Until next time. Allah Hafiz. Any closing words? What do you want to talk about? What's upcoming next for TPR? who's the next guest?
The guests are now just us. We might actually do one more episode because someone else messaged. Might do one with Qazi Irfan वगैरह.
Okay, nice.
But by the time this comes out, that's probably out or not.
The first time we met was on your podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, and I think it has only one comment, by the way. And the guy has written like something like, "Oh, this podcast is the best podcast I've ever heard." And your reply to that is, "Are you a bot?"
I am the most humble person you have met, as we have mentioned before.